Hello, my name is Joey Keller and welcome to the Marketing Automation Show. Today, it's going to be a part about the basics. I will try to explain what marketing automation is, what to expect when you do marketing automation and what not to expect, and what are the basic requirements of running Mautic. I will go into details, in fact. And if you're just starting up with Mautic anyway, I would like to recommend you to come to my website and enroll to my 2.5 hours video tutorial. It's for free. I cover contacts, imports, data strategy, segments, forms, campaigns. In fact, we're building campaigns together and analyze the results during this 2.5 hours video course. It covers everything you need to get started with Mautic. And without any further ado, let's learn what is marketing automation, what is not marketing automation, and what do you need to run Mautic successfully. So what is marketing automation and why would you automate? Let's talk about that a little bit. Well, marketing automation is a buzzword lately. So you hear it a lot that we should do marketing automation because it's going to help us scale and we're going to achieve more and make more money. It's actually true, but only under the right circumstances. So in this presentation, I'm going to try to help you to figure out if you need marketing automation at all and what is marketing automation in general and how can Mautic help you to achieve your goals. So marketing automation with Mautic consists of three major parts. You have a web tracking part, you have an email tracking part, and you have events tracking part. And all this information, what you collect on your website, in the emails you send out, or any other entity which pushing in information into your Mautic instance, will together create the marketing automation itself. So all of this tracking will work together and make sure you can perform the right marketing automation campaigns. Just a couple of examples what this tracking allows us to do. So for example, with the help of tracking, you can identify your contacts individually. You can separate contacts who used to visit your website. For example, they visited already 100 pages before on your site, but then they suddenly stopped visiting in the past 30 days. Or you can find people who clicked the last email and started to look for stuff on your website. For example, they spent 20 minutes, maybe they checked your pricing, maybe they checked your contacts, but never wrote an email. So you can identify these people. Or they submitted a form and downloaded the white paper. So you are ready to work on them, you're ready to communicate with them. So on one side, marketing automation helps you to recognize these patterns, segment these contacts, and then you can start to do workflows. You can do automated messages or automated tasks. For example, you are able to send complete campaigns, including SMSs, emails, Twitter messages, or whatever. You can set up whole campaigns to work on that client to make sure this cold lead turns into a hot lead. You have also better lead capture capabilities, so you can talk to contacts on your website with pop-ups. You can insert dynamic content into your website and talk to specific segments of your visitors. Even if you don't know their email address, you are able to talk to them. Or you can identify a group of customers, segment them properly, and create workflows. That maybe includes also other members of your team who can reach out to these clients. You recognize who might be interested, who is turning into a hot lead, and they can reach out to them. If you do right now some kind of activity, well, most marketers do. Maybe you have a form on your website, so you are waiting for that someone fills out the form. So you can send this person an email, maybe you send a newsletter, and you try to convince them to buy your products. This is a typical example. Without automation, this would be very static. You're waiting for someone to fill out the form, then you put a list together yourself, you write some kind of email, push them to your conversion page, and let's hope that they convert. marketing automation is built on your current processes, so it would enhance everything. Suddenly your forms would have more capability. So let's say you are pushing in people from Google or Facebook, you're pushing on your page, and marketing automation can enhance the conversion rate there. So you can really turn your forms into real lead magnets. You can convert them to fill out the form with a lot higher probability. Why? Because you know more about your contacts. So you can show the right content and the right time, make sure they fill out those forms. And once they do it, marketing automation can also enhance the way you're sending out emails. So instead of emails, just pure emails, you can set up whole nurturing campaigns. And these nurturing campaigns are working on your contacts, separating the cold contacts from the hot leads. Make sure that the hot leads go to the funnel and try to convert. And those who are cold leads are all the time nurtured, so they are turning into hot leads as well. When you sell something, so on your conversion page, you can also automate content there. So you can understand what your contacts are interested in during this nurturing process. So your conversion page can be dynamically altered based on their preferences. And marketing automation takes this workload from you, so it can create dynamic funnels and ensure better conversions. And it's not only, so sometimes you don't have such a funnel. Maybe you just have a website where you are selling stuff, different products. Maybe you have a web shop. Where marketing automation is really powerful, that you can turn your unknown visitors into return customers. So the unknown visitors can be captured with a lead magnet on your website, or a pop-up form, or a dynamic content which is speaking to them based on their previous browsing behavior or previous clicking behavior or email opens and so on. Maybe even their previous purchases. People who are uncertain, unsure if they want to purchase something, they can be turned into first-time shoppers, and first-time shoppers can be turned into loyal customers, and that's the goal. Turn the unknown visitors into return customers. And the low-hanging fruit is to reactivate old customers, and marketing automation can help with that as well. You can set up whole nurturing campaigns to make sure when someone doesn't buy something for a long time already, then you suddenly start this campaign, automatically start this campaign, and turn them into a loyal customer. The goal is that you have all kinds of visitors on your website, all kinds of customers, unknown, known, return customers, and your goal is to create a customized experience for them. So you are trying to make sure that everybody sees the right content and the right time. And this is what marketing automation does. So it will create a little profile for all of your contacts, known or not known. They are in different stage of the process. They have different relationship with you, but you always will deliver the right content to them. So those who don't know anything about your product will learn more about your product. Those who are churn customers, you will try to convince them to come back. Those who are undecided, you can set specific campaigns that will push the right buttons and make them convert. Okay, so when you don't want to use marketing automation, there are cases as well when you should not use marketing automation. It's not for everyone. For example, if you have no content, then it's really hard to put marketing automation in action because it relies heavily on content. Even if that's your website, and you try to push people to content on your website, you still need some kind of information on your website which would make them convert. If you don't have any time to deal with it, in the beginning, it's time intensive. So it's not like, marketing automation is not a button that push and then it automates marketing. You have to work on it. You have to improve it all the time. You have to start small, and it's all the time growing. But it's really worth it. because you always build on the previous achievements. Separate the good actions from the bad actions and make sure that only the good ones are developed further. And some businesses just don't need marketing automation. There's no need to shoot at a pigeon with a cannon, because maybe you just simply need a newsletter. Don't overdo it. Don't use marketing automation. Then there is no point to have a complicated marketing automation tool and just do nothing else, just send newsletters. Maybe that's all what your business needs. So what do you need to start to work with Mautic? This is in fact any open source marketing automation tool. I'm working with Mautic, so that's why I would like to speak about that. The number one thing is it's not a cloud service unless you go for the cloud version. But if you want to go for the community version, you need secure hosting, and you need backups, and you need an SMTP server. So if you have no idea how to do those things, you should look for someone who can do that for you. What do I mean by secure hosting? You should not go for the cheapest version, because Mautic is really CPU intensive, so you will need some proper server. Don't look for $5 shared hosting, please. You also need backups, because between version upgrades you want to do backups. Mautic is fairly stable, but when you jump a version, it can happen that you might lose some data if you're not doing it right. So having a backup is an absolute must. You also need an SMTP server. If you have the illusion that you just have one server and you will send out emails from there, you will very quickly notice that it doesn't go like that. So you actually need an SMTP server, probably something like Amazon SES or Mailgun, Mondrill, or any other SMTP service that will send the emails for you. So you need this postman to do your mailings. You will need to be able to install Mautic, and it's really straightforward. There are a bunch of tutorials. I have tutorials on my website. I have command line tutorials. You can find also cPanel tutorials how to install it. Don't use Bitnami if it's possible, because it's always a couple of versions behind, and you can get really into nasty errors if you are trying to upgrade to a better version. So please either install via command line, or ask someone to install it via command line for you, or use the cPanel and then FTP install versions. So you have a hosting, you have a Mautic running on it, you have an SMTP server, you're almost there. You need to know how to use that software. And if you're watching this tutorial, it's either because you would like to learn more about Mautic, or because you would like to learn more about marketing automation. You are at the right place. You can find a bunch of things on YouTube, but you definitely need to look into how to use Mautic as a software. Marketing automation is a little bit like programming marketing actions, and you need to learn that. It's really not complicated. It's really straightforward. It's usually drag and drop, point and click, whatever you call it. It's not that complicated. So you can learn it, I'm sure. Okay, so like I said, you need a cloud VPS probably as for hosting your data. Get a good server and get a good SMTP. You're looking for something starting from $20. Like I said, don't try to save cost there, because you will run into issues all the time. You can download Mautic from GitHub or Mautic.org. And for tutorials, you can look at YouTube. You can subscribe to my channel as well. You can go to the Mautic forums at Mautic.org, or you can come to my website as well, joeykeller.com. I have a bunch of tutorials for you. If you decide that this is too complicated for you, you can come to us by friendlyautomate.com. We have all of this included. There is secure hosting, we take care of the backups, upgrades, we give you an SMTP server with unlimited email sending, we give you a stable Mautic install, and you are able to book free trainings with me unlimited. So I think it's a pretty good deal. you can use the coupon JOY. We have a 14 days trial and you get 50% from your first month off. Thank you so much for sticking with me until the end. I hope you had fun. And I also hope you learned something about marketing automation. Again, please take advantage of the free course where you can find on my website. It's a 2.5 hours video course where I cover everything you need to get started with Mautic. And I will probably see you after Christmas in January. Until then, keep automating.